Welcome to the Speak Social podcast. I'm Danielle, a social media coach for realtors and business owners, and your new BFF, giving you the real talk about how to effectively market yourself online. The social media space has become so saturated that it feels almost impossible to stand out. Plus, you're too busy in your life and in your business to figure out another thing. I'll be spilling the tea every week on effective social media marketing without all the fluffy crap. Stop trying to do it all on social media and focus on the things that you do best. And let me be your resource and self-proclaimed freaking hype girl while you're out there killing it. This is the Speak Social podcast. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Speak Social podcast. I am so thrilled that you're here. If this is your first time hearing me, hi, I'm Danielle. This is so exciting for me because it's been a hot minute since I've done my social media podcast. If you're coming over here from Agents Get Social, I so appreciate your patience and your excitement and your willingness to come back and hear all of my tips, my advice, my nonsense, all the things. And if you're brand new here, I'm also so thrilled that you're here. I really wanted to make this transition really because I had so many business owners who were like, I love what you talk about as far as real estate goes, but I would love to be able to apply it to my own business. And so much of what I talk about can be applied to multiple businesses. And I really wanted to make that platform more readily available. And if you know, I haven't podcasted in a hot minute. I do have, shameless plug, I do have a podcast with one of my best friends about books and motherhood and life and all the things called Tropes and Tantrums. And I've been doing that for a hot minute, but nothing on my own about social media. And if you're watching on YouTube, I am in my home studio. I call it a studio, but it's really my catch-all for literally everything. Looking like a hot mess. It's like 6:30 in the morning, but you know what? We're doing the dang thing. We are showing up, and that is literally half the battle. So today I wanted to talk about the 5 mistakes you're probably making on social media and what you can do to correct them. And we're kind of starting out a little bit hot because who wants to hear about the things they're doing wrong? I mean, certainly not me. I have zero backbone. I hate criticism. It makes me like, it gives me such the ick. But I think it's so important that you kind of step back and say, okay, where can I improve? Where am I doing things that aren't serving me best? Am I wasting my time, my energy, my money? And that's so much of social media is such a struggle because you don't even know where to start as a business owner because you do your business best. You don't do social media, hence why you're here. Or maybe you do social media and you just really like me, which I also appreciate. But here's the deal. We have to have a starting point so that we can grow. And these 5 mistakes are really, really, really common. And they pretty much encompass almost everything that I personally deal with, as well as my clients deal with. Like I said, I've mostly been working with realtors, but these things kind of transcend, especially, the mistakes you're making and the things that you can do better. That's really half the battle. So let's get into it. If you're watching, you see my 900 pink notepads. It's a thing. I'm a pink girly. If you're new here, everything is pink all the time. So we just roll with it. So let's get the notepad going. Like I said, I have one notepad for the problems and one notepad for the solutions. It's really great. I'm a really action-oriented girly. I'm going to not only tell you how it is, but I'm going to tell you how to do it better. And because we're not here to waste time, we're here to work smarter, not harder, because we got other shit going on, you guys. So let's get into it. So mistake number 1, you're posting on the fly or you're not posting at all. So let's have a little come to Jesus, y'all. This is so much of do as I say, not as I do, because as a social media girly, I'm spending more time working with clients or helping other people than I'm focused on myself. So if you're like, Danielle, do you do all these things? I would love to, but I know they work because I've done them. And I really want you to apply the things I'm telling you so that you actually do get better. And like, who cares about me? So I am very guilty of posting on the fly or not posting at all. And things get busy, life gets busy, you get burnt out. You get key placed sometimes on social media, and we just like don't like showing up. That's totally okay. You do you. That's the whole point of social media, is it's on your own terms. I'm never going to tell you, hey, you have to do this or you're going to not succeed. But I will tell you how to do better. So this is not a sustainable way to run your social media. It will lead to burnout. And it's inefficient. And your time is so valuable in your business that you cannot afford to be not posting or just haphazardly posting when you feel like it, because it leads to that feast or famine mentality. If you've ever taken one of my classes, I talk about it. But it's basically you get on such a high and you start posting a lot, and then you get busy or you get tired or life happens, and then you stop posting altogether. And then you're like, shit, it's been 2 weeks and nobody's heard from me, or 2 months or whatever. And then you're like, shit, let me start posting again. So then you post again for like a week, and then same thing. And it's really tiring, y'all. You don't want to run your social media that way because it's not effective. And, a lot of people will sit there and be like, the algorithm hates me, algorithm sucks, blah, blah, blah. We don't love the algorithm. We're not like BFFs with the algorithm, and that's totally fine. The algorithm is there to do its job, to do its thing, but we are there to show up and serve consistently with great content that's going to impact someone. And consistency is so, so, so important, because if you're not consistent, the algorithm is not going to pick you up, because guess what? These social media platforms are free. We are not paying to be on them. And that's a lovely tool that we are underutilizing 100%, because you're trying to do your own thing all the freaking time. You guys, be freaking consistent. I don't care what that looks like. If that is 3 days a week, if that is 5 days a week, if that is every day, make it sustainable for you. What can you do? Not what Joe Schmo next door can do, but what you can personally do with you and your business. You run a business, so you need to treat social media as a part of that business. It is a part of a way for you to grow, to be successful, to reach more customers, clients, whatever. But you have to be consistent. You have to continue to show up. And here's the thing. No one wants to hear it, but you've got to plan and you got to batch, because your time is valuable. Time is money. Whatever that cost looks like for you per hour, you don't want to waste your time. So you need to set aside a time, be intentional, schedule into your work day, into your work week, your work month, whatever, to create social media content from start to finish. So that's planning, that's recording, that's content shoots, whatever that looks like specifically for your business. Brainstorming, time block it. Even if you're not a time block girly, you need to do it for social media, because here's the thing. You're never going to do it. You're going to say, oh, I'll do it. Like, I'll get to it eventually. No, you won't. No, you won't. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to me. I don't want to hear it. I know the truth. I've done this for 10 years now. I hear all the things in the book. Trust me. Everyone's got an excuse. Everyone's got a reason not to. So you need to make it where you can't have a reason not to. You need to make it part of your business plan. And like I said, that's on your terms, whatever it is. And here's the thing. I'm very much an inspiration girl. I like to create captions right before I post, because I want to feel the most authentic and I want to feel like I'm serving to the highest level that day. Whatever is coming to me that day is what I want to share. I plan these episodes out barely by like me taking a couple notes, but I'm not like scripting myself. Whatever I'm saying right now is like, this is just me. And that's how I show up on social media. Does it mean that I do not have topics that I can pull from all the time? Absolutely. I have to have topics, whether that be brainstorming a whole bunch of ideas and then just kind of going from there, or just reusing, which we're going to talk about. But I want you to take the time to be intentional. So if it is, you want to show up 3 times a week, then you know that in that month, you're going to need 12 posts because that's 4 weeks, 3 posts a week. So I want you to plan out, this is what this post is going to be about. This is what this post is going to be about. This is what this post is going to be about. And, start to implement some strategies to actually get your content under control, because on the days when you don't want to post, which there will be, trust me, that's literally every day of my life, you're going to have content to post, and you're still going to be showing up to serve and showing up to make an impact and showing up to grow your business. So that's really, really, really important. So start doing it. Number 2, you're creating each new piece of content from scratch. Y'all, we are here to, like I said, work smarter, not harder. If you're creating good content and you're not repurposing it and you're not reusing it, what the heck are you doing? Content takes time. That is the hardest part, is creating new ideas with fresh content that's impactful, that's resonating, that's connecting, that's all the things. And then you're only posting it once. You guys, people are not seeing your content. And even if every single follower you ever have sees every single piece of content, which, spoiler alert, they're not, because the algorithm, you have new followers all the time, whether that be 1 new follower a week, whether that be 2 new followers a week, whether that be, 700 new followers a week. People are going to want to see content that they've never seen before, and they will not know that they have not seen it, that they have seen it or whatever, because you're repurposing it in a way that feels authentic to the platform. So there's a couple ways to do this. So if you're creating good content, which again, like I said, is the hard part, then you need to be taking those content ideas and making them in another medium. So by that, I mean, if you have a reel or a TikTok with, 5 tips to grow whatever, you need to be taking those 5 tips and putting them into a carousel on Instagram or your Instagram stories, whether that be face to camera, making a longer form YouTube video where you kind of maybe expand on those topics, maybe a Pinterest post, a blog post, a Facebook post. Do not just copy and paste, because each platform has a different audience and each platform has a different way that you can communicate. Because if you think, okay, I'm going to share my carousel post straight to Facebook, here's the problem. Carousel posts on Facebook do not show up the same as they do on Instagram. So if you're looking on Instagram, you can do your cute little swipey, but on Facebook, they may not show up in order. They may show up one at a time with 0 context, with no caption. So you need to take that great content and figure out how you can repurpose it in different mediums and different platforms. And you guys, it's okay to post something like 2 weeks later. Nobody's going to remember. I promise. I don't even remember what someone posted yesterday. If you think people are remembering, they're not. So just treat it as fresh content and in a new medium, because here's the thing, we all consume content differently. Some people like reels, some people like stories better. Some people, are on Instagram or YouTube or LinkedIn or whatever. So if your content's really good and it's hitting and it's connecting and it's making an impact, utilize it more. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. People say that the kind of sweet spot is 80% repurpose and 20% new content. And I'm not there yet. I would love to be. I'm not, because I constantly think I need to refresh and do things. So don't do that, because it's going to lead to you being burnt out and you're getting overwhelmed and you're spending too much time on Canva and you're doing all the things. And here's the thing. If there's content if there's platforms you don't like, if there's types of content you don't like, don't do them. Nobody is holding a gun to your head to make you do certain things, especially if you're not connecting with it. If it doesn't make you happy, if it doesn't feel like it's getting a return, don't do it. Stop doing it. Done. That's it. Number 3 is spending too much time creating content and not enough time getting customers. So again, this kind of is a lovely segue because I have so many clients who get stuck and hung up on the creation of content, the video editing, the Canva, all the things. And then they're like, this is exhausting. I feel like I don't have time for my business. You guys, social media is a place to be social. It is a place to create relationships. It is a place to build connection. It is not the place to stress out and start doing things that you don't know how to do. And you feel like you're constantly on like the hamster wheel of like creation of content. You need to be spending time talking to people in comments, in DMs, building relationships. My favorite tip ever is utilizing video messages and utilizing voice messages, because it's another barrier that you're breaking down. So when someone's sending you a DM, you're responding either with a video message or a voice message. If you're like, nah, I look like a gremlin, I cannot send a video message, that's totally fine. I have no problem sending a video message like a gremlin. If you're watching this right now, I look like a gremlin, and that's fine. Shit, I just like knocked that over. A little out of practice here. That's okay. I show up however I want to show up. You show up how you want to show up, but don't think you have to like impress people and like be a certain way. So people's birthdays, send them a video message or a voice message rather than just the generic happy birthday on their Facebook page. Be different, stand out, show up, and make people feel seen, heard, and understood. Leave genuine comments, not cool posts, bro, or whatever the F people are saying. It's dumb. And this is a hot ass take. And I'm kind of debating whether I share this, because this definitely is going to be an episode I talk about. Please, 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 please. And I know it's like a growth strategy or whatever people are saying. I think it's icky. I think it's gross, and it gives me the cringe. Do not comment on quote unquote competitors. And I say competitors with air quotes, if you can't see me, because your real competition is yourself, is bettering yourself. But do not post on competitors' posts to try and get their customers to look at your page, or to try and boost the algorithm to show up for you to show up more on their customers' feeds. I think it's gross. If you want to do that, you do you. No judgment, but I just don't run my business that way. So again, you're really trying to build relationships. You're not trying to be like weird and cringy. So again, I consider that creating content, because you're trying to create content out of nowhere by commenting on other people's posts that are not in your quote unquote competitors to try and get their customers. I think it's yucky. That's a complete sidebar, but here's the thing. Leave your customers genuine comments, real comments that are about that post to make them whatever. And this is not, hey girl DMs. This is not what I'm talking about. It's just like, that's also icky. But it's creating genuine relationships. It's having real conversations. It's seeing the person as the person, not as the product or the service that's potentially there. We're not about that in 2023. We're not about that literally ever. So stop doing it. Number 4 is showing up like an influencer and not an entrepreneur. Another hot take I have. People think on social media you need to be an influencer, that everybody needs to be an influencer. First of all, I hate the word influencer. I had a fashion blog back in 2012. And so I know the OG quote unquote influencer. I was around the blog space, and it's a hot thing. And obviously that was pre-Instagram, and it was just a different time. Influencer is a job. Content creation is a job. Your job is not that. You are not getting paid to post. And if you make, side hustle money from, sharing products you love, affiliate links, all the things, you get that bag, honey. Nobody is telling you not to get that bag, but you need to realize that the way you're showing up for your business, every single post is not a dollar sign for you. There is no ROI that can be calculated per post for you and your business. You cannot say, hey, if I make 5 posts, I'm going to get 15 sales, because that's just not the way social media works. So you need to stop showing up waiting for that to happen, because it's just not going to happen. Stop trying to make that happen. You have to remember why you show up. You show up to serve, you show up to connect, you show up to share, because you have a product or service that can make someone's life better. So why are you trying to talk only about yourself, doing the, hey girl, haven't seen you guys in a while, doing the weird shit? No. We are not doing that. We are showing up with a purpose. Your job is whatever your business, service, product, whatever it is, your job is not social media. My job is not actually social media. Shocking to everyone. My job is to help people grow on social media, to connect on social media, to build their confidence on social media. So I don't show up as an influencer. Do I have an account that I share products? Do I share services? Do I share businesses that pay me? Yeah, I do. I'm being totally transparent. I totally do. I've been doing this for a hot minute. Is it my full-time gig? Absolutely not. But here's the thing. I know how to differentiate that I can share things I love for people. I can share my Amazon store. I can share websites that I love that I get a commission on. Can share every freaking Stanley Cup and then get a commission when people buy them. Totally good. But I know that my purpose is really to show up to share social media tips, advice, confidence, hype, all the things. So you need to step back and think about your why. Why are you pressing post? Every single time you press post, you need to know why you're pressing post. Is this moving your mission, your goal forward? And if it's not, then maybe think about maybe not posting it. So here's the thing. You're not an influencer, and that's okay. I don't want you to be. You don't have to be on 24/7, because even influencers are not on 24/7. You may think that you need to share every ounce of your life for someone to find you relatable, and you absolutely do not. I share maybe 20% of my life, and I'm okay with it. I just make people feel like they're seeing my whole life. There's a difference between personal life and private life. Share your personal life, share the behind the scenes, share the messy, share the funny, share all the things, but find a boundary, because you don't have to be on 24/7. I am not on 24/7. You're looking at me, I'm like very off, but here I am. I'm showing up in the capacity that I can for you guys. That's my why. Number 5 is that you're creating content that you think is creative, engaging, funny, all the things. Again, let's talk about your why. You need to be showing up to make people feel seen, heard, and understood in whatever capacity that looks like for you. So whether you have a product-based business or a service-based business, you need to be addressing people's fears, problems, goals in your content. And I don't care if you're selling really pretty nice, ethically sourced candles or whatever. There's a goal there. You're trying to make someone happier. Candles make people happier. They don't make me happier. It's another story for another day. But the goal is to make their home smell nice. It's a nice vibe. It's great for, a bubble bath. That's a goal. So you're sharing those things. You need to be addressing that in your content, because that's what's actually going to connect with someone long-term, rather than just like thinking that every like funny trend you need to do because that's how you're successful on social media, because then you go viral and all the things. Virality is not the goal, you guys. Value is the goal. So I don't care. Like I said, whatever kind of business that you have, you need to be creating content that the person that's looking at it will find valuable, engaging, creative, make them feel seen, heard, understood, all the things, because we forget that social media is a one-to-one medium. We think that we are posting for the 9,000 followers we have. We are posting for the one person laying in bed scrolling, because our posts aren't on, the Dallas Cowboys big Jumbotron. I always think of DCC making the team, and they put everything on the Jumbotron, and it amplifies everything. Your social media posts are not that way. Your videos are not going on a Jumbotron. Your videos are being seen by one person at one time. Think about when you're on social media. You're holding your phone and you're scrolling in bed during nap time, whatever. You're waiting for drop off, pick up, whatever for your kids. You need to be connecting as a one-to-one. Again, this is relationships. This is social media. Treat it socially. Build those relationships, those connections by making people feel seen, heard, and understood. And if you're new here, I'm going to say it every single episode 900 times, but that is the purpose. We deal with crap, all of us, and we are all on social media for different reasons. And sometimes we just want to feel like we are connected to someone, that someone is relatable, that someone is enjoyable, that they're creating content that's like so pretty and cute. I mean, we all love watching people organize their freaking refrigerators because it's like very therapeutic. My fridge may not be organized, but I will watch 9 million fridges be organized. And here's the thing, that is okay. I want you to find a happy place for your own content that, yes, you enjoy making content, you enjoy your social media, you're doing all the things, but you have to think about the person that you're doing it for. Who is that ideal client for you, and what do they need to hear from you today? And I hope that these 5 tips, not tips, I guess 5 mistakes, but they're 5 tips because there's lots of nuggets in there for you to gather for your own social media. But I want you to just implement one this week. Make one change and start to implement it, because social media is a long-term game. You can't think that everything you're doing today is going to make the biggest difference tomorrow. Will it make the biggest difference in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year? Absolutely. Because momentum builds. The more you implement these things, the better you're going to get at social media and the more impact you're going to see. And that's what I freaking want for you. I want your social media start working for you. I want you to work smarter, not harder, because I don't want you to lead to burnout. I don't want you to be like, social media sucks. I hate this. Danielle was absolutely wrong. Because social media does suck sometimes. But you know what? You need to find a boundary and take control and make it your own and stop falling into these traps of struggles, because you can get out of that because you're a freaking boss ass babe. And I know that that's like such a cliche overused thing, but you really are. And if you needed to hear that today, I am so happy to be the one to tell you. And if you ever need that hype, please send me a DM, because I would love nothing more than to hype your ass up. Honestly, I love it so much. And sometimes that's all you need. You don't need always all of the action and the advice and the tips that are so like practical, but sometimes you just need the like, you can freaking do this shit. I need that all the time. I'm like telling myself right now, because this coffee is like going to be the only thing that gets me through this morning. But I am so glad that you're here and that you're going to be hanging out with me every week. And that it's going to feel like you're in my house. It's a little chaotic. You're not seeing, everything is all crazy around me. But like right here, it's like, oh, does Danielle have her shit together? I do not. Social media is a lie. But thanks so much for tuning in today. I'm so excited to chat with you in the next episode. Have a great day. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today on the Speak Social Podcast. Catch me on the gram at Speak Social Podcast and at On Brand with Danielle and at Living with Danielle on TikTok. Don't forget to press the subscribe button to hang out with me each and every week. Leave a review if you loved what you heard and tag me when you're listening so I can share it. Hope you have a stellar week.